Way harder to roll like a worm than I thought it was going to be.
That's why I didn't do.
I'm running out of silly entrances at an alarming rate. We're only a few videos in, and I got nothing.
That's fair.
You'll also notice our countdown is starting at 29 minutes. There we go.
Nice.
Why, Owen? Because of the stupidest reason ever? Can you explain it?
Because of Canon and not wanting to compete with their own products.
What does that mean?
It means Canon has their consumer cameras and their pro cameras, and we can't afford the pro cameras, so we're shooting on consumer stuff. But the consumer, like, cheap cameras cut off at 29 minutes and 59 seconds. So
basically, if you do a half hour, someone's got to stand behind it and restart it, and what a dumb feature. So from now on, these are 29 minutes long.
Yep.
To give us a little time. Oh, you got a buddy this time.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, welcome everyone. So we're gonna do our Overtake Diaries, and we've got a fresh face, freshish. You've seen Chase on one of these, but he's back after a little bit of a hiatus.
Yep, Chase Engineering back again once again.
Exactly. So we're gonna be talking about some products that we just released, that are being released, and then maybe even into next season, since we're about to wrap up event and show season pretty soon. Obviously, Owen you've been on every single one of these almost. Last time it was what,
a couple.
Justin and you?
I wasn't in the last one with Chase.
Yeah.
But, okay, so one thing I want to talk about is the Birdemic that we recently had. I guess this is a recap of September, correct? We're in October now, so September. We started off the month with a situation of sorts. Do you want to explain how it all started?
So I don't remember what day of the week it was. It was a Thursday or something. We come in, and then all of a sudden we look up, and there's a bird, just a small like sparrow or something, hopping along the rafters. And we're like, well, that's never going to find its way out because it has to go down to get to our bay door to get out of the shop. So we're like,
yeah, we're bunkered in here. You guys probably haven't seen the whole facility, but once something gets in, there's only one exit, and it's through a door over there that bird has no intention of going into.
Right. Mm-hmm. So we're like, well, okay, I guess that'll just find its way around the building throughout the weekend, and we're never going to see it again. But then, was it 11:30, almost noon, I'm working down in the shop, and all of a sudden I just hear feathers ruffling everywhere, and I turn around and there's a pigeon at the door, and then I hadn't even seen it, but there was a hawk, like a huge 4-foot hawk that had come all the way in the shop.
This is some Disney bullshit, because now we have, at one point, 3 birds flying around here.
Of varying sizes.
Yes, each one progressively larger. And the pigeon was the smartest one.
The pigeon was the smartest one because it stopped and turned around and got out.
Yeah. Evading the hawk.
Yep.
But then the hawk went deeper into our warehouse. So you could picture like one long garage driveway into the main part of the building, and then once you're here, you're trapped. And so we have this giant hawk flying circles for probably a good half hour, 40 minutes. Now the silver lining was I thought that it was going to capture the small bird that we initially had the problem with.
And maybe it did.
Because it's not here anymore. The small bird disappeared. But you guys might have seen the video on our social medias where we actually filmed trying to get it out of the warehouse, which was easier said than done. But we were smart. We were like the pigeon. We used knowledge.
A broom?
No. That was the Neanderthal in us. The smart thing was we have a window that's fully closed, but the hawk doesn't know that, so he kept smashing into it. So I think it was Doug that came up with the idea of putting
cardboard
screen
over
on
the
it.
window. Yep.
And then right after that hawk flew out.
Yep. It saw the white.
We haven't seen him since. But what we did see is feedback that maybe that's going to be our new theme or mascot, yeah,
something like that.
Well, I think the crazy thing is you guys didn't show it in the video, but then the 4th bird, it was an ostrich, walked in, and he just walked around for like an hour and a half.
No, that was just dumb.
And then a dodo. Oh, sick bird.
Rip.
He didn't like that.
No, he's smiling over there. He's smiling.
This time he's about to throw up.
Just showing.
Oh no.
Okay, so it's ironic because we were talking about mascots and like animal-themed creatures for Overtake. Sure. I'd actually be curious in the comments what you guys could see us having as a mascot.
Yeah.
Because I never really thought about it. I mean, you need to have something to associate your company with, like a fun little creature that you could put on stickers and decals.
And historically, like all our favorite old JDM companies, they really used to do that in the late 90s. Like certain green suspension company had the little
Yeah.
coilovery dude, and then
NGK. They have their
The little.
terrifying, absolutely terrifying spark plug creature.
Don't even get me started on the Michelin man.
Who does tires and reviews restaurants, I think. Or something like that. Where's my pink water bottle? It's over there. I'm going to go get it in a sec. Some news on social media. We hit 4K on Instagram. So huzzahs all around. Huzzah.
That's cool.
Huzzah. Huzzah. We're going really quickly on that. And up to 5,000 is the next stop. And then to the moon, hopefully. Instagram and then YouTube as well has been growing really nicely. We've got a lot of content coming. We've been filming like crazy for 2 weeks, it feels like, in between events and product development, stuff like that. The Blue Ourselves giveaway, that was fun.
That was fun.
Why did we do it?
So we have a lot of blue products.
We do have a lot of blue products coming. We introduced the battery tie down in blue, which you guys were asking about, and then the isolator bushings.
Top mount isolator bushings. And obviously the blue shirts.
Yep. And I'd be curious for you guys, but for you too, because we haven't really talked about it as a group, what do you guys think the extent of our blue stuff is? Powder coat blue? We haven't really done that.
Oh, we're extremely pro blue, because we have a really cool blue color. It's not your traditional when you used to see parts and you have red, black, and then royal blue or whatever you call it or something. So I really want to lean into it.
Yeah, the traditional blue couplers and grows kind of royal blue.
It was kind of hot in 2002 Spocom.
Yeah, dark blue doesn't cut it anymore for parts.
No,
it's got to be I don't know, the hyper blue really, the lighter side of blue. So I could see
it's very modern.
Yeah, it is. I could see powder coat being an option, so red, black, and blue for most stuff. I know a lot of people ask us for different colors, and there's just a lot of difficulties with that.
Yeah.
Production sake and just inventory, and then demand. A lot of people will say, well, I want purple, or I want green, or white, or whatever, and then they don't sell, so they sit on the shelf forever. Yeah, that's always a challenge.
Yeah. No, we are exploring the idea of that as well. It's like silicone. Silicone would be really cool, but we've got the anodized color locked down. So I mean, and that doesn't just happen overnight.
That took a lot of samples and
Can you guys, let's get a little more engineering, get into material differences and colors, because to us, it's probably second nature, but people might not know, why does this stuff not match, or what are the challenges of getting it to match?
It's just straight up the process of doing the anodization, and that's, we're talking about aluminum here specifically.
Well, what are our processes? So we've got ano.
Yeah.
What else?
I was talking about ano specifically, the stages that they go through, and I don't remember them off the top of my head, but they have to be coated a few different times. And then one thing in my 15 years of doing this is, even a company that's been making maybe your red for 5 years, you will get a batch that isn't the same color as the last one, from very small changes that I don't necessarily even. I've heard the excuses from the shops that do it a million times, but I don't know off the top of my head.
It's something about the amount of time that it's in the bath.
That would be my
guess. The electrolysis solution.
Yeah. So would anodizing probably be the outlier as far as consistency?
Compared to something like powder coat, because powder coat is something else. He's playing with the toy.
He's squeaking. I'm going to get my water while you're talking.
But powder coat is something that there's certain powder inconsistencies, but it's like paint, where it's pretty much going to be what it's going to be.
There's a formula on how it's mixed.
Yeah.
And that can't really change.
Or it shouldn't.
Right. You're telling me anodizers don't have a stopwatch where they can go, okay, 45 seconds for this batch.
Kind of.
Or they just leave it in there and then come back after lunch?
It's possible.
So anodizing for really all metals, aluminums, steels.
Mainly just. We only do ano aluminum.
But ano can be used on stainless, right?
Yes, it can be used on, but we haven't really dabbled into that.
It comes out with a very different finish when you ano stainless, so it still wouldn't match. And it's not as durable on steels.
It's something that I've talked about a bunch over the years, but then never leaned into.
Right.
So I don't know as much about it as maybe I should.
Yeah. Okay, and then powder coat and I guess silicone. Not that's a process, but it's a material.
It's just another under the hood option for us. And then
Yeah.
the other thing with steel is, so steels we would usually powder coat because it's the most durable.
Yeah.
But we also have done zinc in the past, which is
right.
a far more durable plating. Obviously, there's not really much color choice that goes into that. You're kind of stuck with gold or clear, which
Gold
has a
or clear.
little bit of a blue tint. But
Yep. And back in the day, sometimes we do like black phosphate coating,
Yep.
and then it really ends up fading, and then it's not very durable.
Yeah.
Powder coat is kind of our go-to on stuff because it really lasts a lot longer.
It's a lot more heat resistant under the hood.
Yeah.
It is stable and
It
it's
straight up looks better.
Yeah, and it's easier to clean too.
It's easy.
Looks awesome. So
Yeah.
yes, red and black we're going to continue doing, and hyper blue we're looking into. So eventually you'll see that expand out. We're heading to JM Auto right after this.
Yeah.
Doing a little bit of testing. We have to be somewhat secretive on it, but maybe we can talk about the platform and where we're going with it in general.
Yeah, we're gonna take our VB to JM Auto, which is the shop that we use for doing our dyno testing, and we'll be ripping around the rollers for a couple hours. I think I have like 6 different configurations of stuff that I want to test.
Sweet.
This part with this part, and this part with this part, and how do they interact, and then it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think this speaks to conversations that I have in person and on social media, but at Subi events, we always ask, what car do you have when people come up? So we just did Subi Fest Midwest this past weekend, and I've been away from those events for a couple of years. So to me, the answer used to be, it was like GR everything, and
GR.
sometimes VA.
Yep.
And now it's VA and VB 80%.
Yep.
And so people are really asking for those chassis parts, and at Subi Fest Midwest, we were able to take our shop cars. So we have a VAWX and a VB, and they got a ton of attention. We'll talk about why in detail later, but because the clientele that come there and the supporters have those cars. So
Where did all the
VB rapidly
GRs
work.
go? What did you do
Blown
with them?
engines, blown engines
they're
are
all
probably sitting in garages.
sitting in people's yards.
Yeah.
Like
No,
some
there's
other
still
GRs.
tons of them out there. There's obviously tons of cool ones, and I would argue that the GR hatch is one of my absolute favorite body styles of all time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you're biased because you have one,
I love it.
but you have it for a reason too.
Huge fan. Yeah.
So that just instills in you guys, hopefully, that more VB and VA and older stuff is coming. It's all coming, and that kind of segues nicely into let's talk products and what we released in September, and then what we have to look forward to towards end of season and beginning. BRZ rad hoses, if you want to comment on those.
BRZ radiator hoses. We're expanding our radiator hose lineup a lot. I mean, we've had the WRXs and like all the generations of that since the beginning. Those are some of our earliest products. We had the BRZ ones come out in September. We do have a few more fitments that are going to be coming here in just a couple weeks, sometime mid-October. And that's going to cover more of the overlanding models, so Crosstrek, Outback. I think there's a Forester fitment in there too for one of the newer Foresters. So,
Cool.
keep an eye out for those if you're driving one of those cars.
I always get really good comments on hoses like that.
Yeah.
Gaskets and hoses, they're one of those things that you overlook. Like, they're not that sexy as a product, but people talk about them all the time and how they're a lifesaver.
Turns out they're extremely important.
Yeah, they're really important, especially radiator hoses that could leave you stranded. I suppose a gasket could as well. But I mean, if you look under your hood, you have 50,000+ miles. Chances are your radiator hoses are in rough shape. Maybe they're expanding a little bit out. Some of them start weather cracking. And ours, because they're such a nice 5-layer silicone and they're fiber reinforced, there's no expansion. I mean, they'll last forever, pretty much.
Yep.
Yep.
And we know that from prior company where people have been running those hoses for 15+ years,
Yeah.
and they still look good.
Yeah.
You give them a wipe down and they look new. So, yeah, not like exciting product on paper, but really beloved product at the end of the day.
They look nice too.
BRZ stuff. Speaking of hoses, we've had lots of requests for BRZ stuff. Do you
It's, we have BRZs or BRZ parts on the list. We don't have anything coming specifically soon. I guess we have another post-map hose coming, yeah.
Post-math, and then I have kind of another classic part that we've done before that people really enjoy, but now it'll be completely brand new design, new twist, some cool, we'll be doing those color options that we talked about before, and it's really good for your brakes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm assuming we're not going to do much engine stuff. So is it brakes, suspension, handling would be the focus?
Chassis.
If and when we get into that.
So,
Hood related.
So yeah, I don't. Yeah, off the top of my head, I just drew a blank right there. It's like, oh yeah, we aren't really touching the 8.6 engine market right now. But that's just a right now thing because maybe we're spending a lot of our engine touching resources on VAVB.
Well, and you guys are looking at 100% of our engineering team with your focus being pulled in a bunch of directions, especially.
Yeah.
So we're doing what we can. And actually, with a small team, we're getting a lot done. Some little stuff that came out, delete plates. Those are just things that people have been asking us about.
Yeah, we've had a lot of requests for those. It shows throughout the year. I was going to say years, but it's been
Yeah.
It feels like it's been years, but it's been 6 months.
License plate delete plate.
Yeah, exactly. Because we have the relocation kit, so relocates the license plate to the side, and then most people have kind of the ugly OEM drilled hole area.
Classic, good-looking cosmetic upgrade.
Yeah.
We have another cosmetic upgrade, and that's something that we historically didn't really do as a different company, and now it's like we get to do it because we're like, hey, this is cool.
Yeah.
Who do I have to get this okayed by?
Yeah.
Us.
2 people.
Exactly. Plus, people out there, our fans, our supporters, ourselves, are responding really well to the Overtake name.
Yeah.
So visually, it just looks really nice. It's 8 letters, so it's like the perfect size.
Sure.
It has the connotation that you guys know from us and our experience in the industry, but also as far as cars, what do you do with a build? You try and make it as fast as possible, and then you might go out and race them. You might go and have fun with your friends. You're overtaking things, and so it works really well as a standalone name.
Sure.
And I could see people wanting to rock the delete plates and plate frames and windshield banners and things like that.
Well, I like this part a lot because it's popped up in Subaru in the past. I don't know, what is it? It's probably only been like 5 years, but it's literally just a copy of an Evo part that everybody loves, and we're like, okay, why does everyone have to look the same? So this one doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
So it's like, people are kind of like, oh, we want to see some new stuff, and all they've been getting is the exact same stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing that new stuff.
That's an advantage of coming in fresh like we are that I've never really thought about. That's a
right.
good point. If you're a company that's been around for 20 years, your logo's never changed.
Yeah.
So people haven't really had a refresh of anything. So maybe that is part of our popularity, is it's something new that they can put on their car that just hasn't been saturated, I guess.
Yeah. Or it's just fun to go to a show or pull up next to a car or see another car, maybe on Instagram or in person or whatever, and they have that part, and it's like, oh yeah, I like that, but I'm different.
Yeah, exactly. It makes me think sometimes in the automotive industry, especially because we know that, but even outside of it, when you think of or when you see a really dumb company name and you go, oh, you picked that 15 years ago and you might have not even thought it was going to be big.
Yeah.
But now that it is, that name's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't have any specific examples, nor would I want to do any call outs, but I'm sure we can all envision a brand that's like
Macro hard.
I've never heard of that, but yeah.
I mean, it's almost like Microsoft, but topical.
Yeah, that's right. So we picked a good one. So I'm proud of everyone here for deciding that. And then as far as like parts and advertising and marketing go, it all fits together really nicely. So
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
happy.
Yeah.
Let's talk mod knobs. 2-piece.
Mod knobs. Oh, I forgot to get one ready.
Doug's sending us jokes from over there.
Yeah, our mod knobs, the new shift knobs that we just released. Was it last week? 2 weeks ago?
A couple weeks ago, yeah.
These were kind of my brainchild that I've been working on for the last few months, but it is a 2-piece Delrin shift knob handle, so it's nice and cool, but it does have the weighted stainless core.
And the core goes
The
up
core goes
substantially.
up,
It's just not at the bottom.
About halfway here.
Yeah.
So, but then the cool piece is it's the same core, but you can swap out. We have different handles available, and we're going to be coming out with other ones in the future that are maybe wacky and wild shapes or have fun designs and colors. And
I'm excited for that. I mean, we have the 3D printer right behind you, so it stands to reason you could drum up a design in a half hour and send it over there, and we can have a bunch of goofy things to put on top.
Yeah.
And then if people really like a shape enough, even if it's a ridiculous one, I'm thinking like a Cobra head. like a old school Cobra head, something like that.
That's just a pimp cane.
Exactly. But if enough people think it's cool, and we can, I don't know what the minimum order quantity on something like that, but we could do like 20 of them, do a limited run. So the two-piece side opens it up to.
We need to do the old T-handle.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
The Hurst shifter.
Shifter.
I love shift knobs. I could talk about shift knobs for more than 2 of these live sessions.
Yeah.
And we've all done the dumb one, like the Sapporo samurai sword handle.
Oh, don't call it dumb. I have one in my garage.
Well,
waiting for my Forester.
I have it too. It's
Or the epoxy with a flower in the middle.
See,
I
I
have that
still
too.
like those. I like those too. And the other thing I was going to say, it's with the design like that, if you're someone who has even basic modeling skills, you're going to be able to, and maybe access to a 3D printer, you're going to be able to disassemble that with one bolt and then measure it up quick and then make whatever knob that you wanted.
And here's the thought that comes to mind. Would we ever, on the product page, give the files for the bottom or like the dimensions so that people don't have to measure it?
Possibly.
Potentially, yeah.
It'd be kind of cool to have people submit designs to us.
Yeah.
Because there'd be so many ridiculous, but maybe we'll hit on a cool design that we all agree on, and then we can actually make it.
Well, I think,
It's not a terrible idea.
That would be fun, actually. Or just, or even do a contest or something. And, a lot of people's designs are going to be super cool stuff that you couldn't actually get made, and I still want to see it.
Here's a little preview. It's all going to be dicks, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 100%.
A lot of dicks.
Hey, come back. Why do you hate us?
Doug taught him
He doesn't
that.
have time. You actually did me a favor with these shift knobs because I have been looking for something a little bit niche like this for a while. I didn't want a full stainless knob like we have. A lot of people love those. We get rave reviews on them, but for me, I like it a little bit lighter, and if the other version is Delrin, it's too light. So I needed something in between. The weight is perfect. The feel of the tall knob for me is perfect. We just drove the shop cars to Subifest Midwest. That was 7-8 hours, and then driving around all weekend. And I love the feel of that thing. I found my hand resting on it for hours. It never got hot. It was 85 degrees the whole weekend, and so it's like the perfect shift knob. I'm not just being a shill for Overtake. I actually will be using it in all my cars, and then as more tops come out, I'll be using those.
Just swap them out.
Yeah.
Easy to do.
As like a car enthusiast, separate of Overtake, I'm saying it's got my approval as just a really great shift knob, and that's the feedback I've heard from everyone that's bought one so far in the last couple of weeks. So,
yeah. Speaking of shifting, you were driving the VA down there, right? Did you notice any other differences in the shifting?
should I have? I don't know the new chassis well enough. I mean, it felt nice. It was a good car. I always shit on the newer generations, the 15 plus, like jokingly. But when I get a chance to drive either the VA or the VB, like going to the dyno, I drove the VB. They're such great cars. They do shift well.
Yeah.
What should I have noticed?
So we have some products coming out, some drivetrain products, and that the VA currently has prototypes or finished products.
Product testing without me knowing it?
You are.
Yeah.
I think the shift was probably about 30% shorter.
Okay. Yeah, it felt really nice.
And then possibly heavier than.
Okay. Yeah. So a couple product teasers.
Couple little teasers there going on.
When should we expect these things to improve my shifting experience?
I think a few of them probably this month, but I would say like November we should have everything
this
out.
year.
Yeah, this year for sure.
This year.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of talk in years than months, or maybe even, I guess, quarters. Because it just takes so long. Development times, that's something we can touch on.
Yeah, and it's, develop, get a first article prototype, say, hey, this is great, this worked and this and that, but maybe I want you to do this, or maybe I was trying to be cheeky with what I thought was a funny design that looked like a duck, so I wanted it gold zinced, and then we were like, oh, this is why you don't gold zinc this part. And then, that's on me. That was my fault. But
yeah, I mean, even with your experience, there's not like a roadmap to creating the product all the time. You gotta,
especially
when trial and error.
They're different products. Yeah.
What's the longest you've ever spent developing a product to then axe the project?
Probably like almost 2 years or something.
That's
like
insane.
That.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the only project you're working on. It's one of many.
We axed an entire platform once.
Yeah. You can start with something, and then with time, it just doesn't sell super well. The platform itself.
We never even released it, and it was.
And you had product like ready to go, didn't you?
Yeah, it was like 5 things, and we're like, nah.
Well, the other good thing is, with our knowledge and with your experience, we can avoid those situations better than we would in the past.
Oh, yeah.
And we have to be more efficient and careful with our spend, and so we're not going to make decisions that inundate you for a year just to chop that project.
Yeah.
So.
Or if you're not completely in love with the project, it doesn't seem like it's a 100% good idea, we're not going to do it.
Exactly. So speaking of other projects, engine dress up is one I keep getting asked about. I know you're in the beginning stages.
Yep, I'm working on engine bay dress up stuff right now. I mean, progress-wise, I've been starting on the VB, but I'm going to be hopping on the VA here in the next couple of weeks, getting scans and doing designs. As we were kind of talking about colors earlier, we're planning to do red, black, and we're looking at blue samples right now.
And the challenge there, I suspect, is you have to design 15 products.
Yeah, designing a bunch of different stuff. So, like, we're aiming to come out with everything that's going to cover, for sure, VA and VB. Both WRX and STI, but then some of the STI stuff will carry over
EJ
like
and
back
FA
to
stuff.
EJ all the way back to 02. But yeah, it's fender shrouds, radiator shrouds, and a pulley cover for minimum of 2 chassis, probably 3 because we'll probably do GR as well, and then BRZ, and then GD, and so it's a lot of stuff.
And you got to get creative with the designs.
Yeah, get really creative, because it's the other thing is there's so many other brands that have been doing these for so many years already. So it's how do I do that differently, which is a really interesting challenge. It's certainly not complaining at all.
Well, 'cause a lot of them just said, "Hey, this is the one that is selling the best. So let's take
copy
as
that.
much as we can from it."
Yep.
And,
And that's what I'm trying not to do, is reference all the designs. I'm trying to
your
do it as
design is going to
completely
be the next
unique,
one
and
that's copied.
Maybe it won't be.
exactly.
Maybe it won't be as simple to manufacture as some of the other ones. Maybe it'll be a little more complicated, but I think it'll be worth it in the end, in the finished product.
I think so too. So Owen's putting in the time. We'll have some cool things coming out, and eventually we can start teasing them here. Again, 3D prints. We can have them and show them off, and they don't necessarily have to be a trade secret thing as much as some of the other parts that you're working on that are coming.
Yeah, it's like even when we were talking about driveline stuff, it was like that car has, what is it, like 5 or 6 new driveline parts that are, it's at least 5, because like there's some of those squishy little guys that you push into,
Yep.
I'm trying to drop a lot of hints without saying, you know what I'm saying?
Well, there's been a lot of hints in this video. You want to go back?
But October is going to be a heavy month for product releases, so the hints will come to fruition soon enough with a lot of this stuff. Okay, we got just a minute left. I'm going to rattle off some things. Really, event season. Boxerfest went awesome. We could go into that for minutes, but I'm going to skip it. Subifest Midwest as well. We just came back from that. We just want to thank everyone. It was kind of our local crowd in Chicago. Thank everyone that came with on the convoy down there. It was a lot of fun. And then just the event itself, we got a ton of love and some Overtake stuff sold and given out. And yeah, the last 2 events have been crazy for product sales, especially. That's worth mentioning. It just means people are coming out and supporting. We're setting records for us, which is awesome.
Thank you.
Yep. Because we've done so well, we decided we're going to do Subifest Florida. So Owen and myself and Doug actually are heading out to that in December. We get a nice little break, and then doing that final event of the season. And then we're doing a season closer in our shop on October 25th. So if you are local or within the area, I even had people in Chicago say they were going to come up for this. So if you're willing to drive 7 hours, come on up. Saturday, October 25th, and we're partnering with Drive Cartel, a local group here that puts on some of the best shows in the area. So it's going to be awesome and Halloween themed. So we get to dress up.
Exciting.
You don't even need a mask.
I'm not gonna.
And VAVB livery, we're going to be releasing that like right away.
This week, probably.
Yes, we're going to have an awesome video coming out right after this. You guys have any last minute things to say?
Bye.
Just bye. See ya.